Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now we got damn near two weeks ago. Canelo Alvarez, the face of boxing, most people's number one pound for pound, lost convincingly to Dimitri Bivol in the light heavyweight division. And up until now, Dimitri Bivol has not been paid, right? And I know a lot of people, well, he's Russian. We got sanctions against Russia and all of that, right? So, he didn't get paid. Of course he didn't. If you're on that side, then you're pretty much a hypocrite. Or maybe you just don't have the information. Let me give you the information. First of all, he was Russian before the Canelo fight, right? We have to keep that in mind. Canelo went to fight Dimitri Bivol because Dimitri Bivol was the better part of best worlds. What I mean by that is simply, Dimitri Bivol was considered by Canelo to be easier than the Artur Beterbiev, being easier than the best Mexican fighter we have right now, Gilberto Ramirez, right? I mean, it's arguably the best, but Canelo's not the best Mexican in my opinion. Gilberto Ramirez or maybe David Benavidez. Those come into question. But so instead of fighting those at 175, instead of fighting David Morrell, David Benavidez, or Demetrius Andrade at 168, or Demetrius Andrade and Charlo at 160. So Dimitri Bivol was the one that he thought, because he doesn't have that much, the punching power like an Artur Beterbiev, right? He's a boxer. And so Canelo thought his chance would be good. And it's very similar to what Canelo did back when he could have fought Demetrius Andrade for $40 million and undisputed at the 160-pound division, which is the middleweight division, which is the glamour division of boxing behind the heavyweight. So he didn't take that to go fight Kovalev. And let me make sure this is clear. When you just blurt it out and say, hey, he fought Kovalev for light heavyweight, trying to make history, trying to do great things. Well, great things were undisputed. He said he wanted to be undisputed at 160 pounds until he found out, I got to go through Charlo, I got to go through Demetrius Andrade, and I ain't trying to do that. If it was just Golovkin, I could have did it, right? So that was great. There's nothing greater than being undisputed at middleweight. Undisputed at super middleweight, when they give you one title for the WBC, that's not greater than that. So he didn't fight Demetrius Andrade on the Mexican holiday in September. Instead, waited out because Kovalev was fighting Anthony Yarde right at the end of August. So he said, okay, I'm not going to fight on the Mexican holiday, just not to fight Andrade. Make sure this is clear. And then I'm going to go and wait for Sergey Kovalev, but I'm only going to give him 8 weeks. We can fight in November. So Kovalev had a hard fight against Anthony Yarde, damn near got stopped himself, and needed time to recover. That tells you Kovalev to the day, if he would have had just a week or longer, right, to recover, he would have beat Canelo Alvarez. He said it would have looked just like the Dimitri Bivol fight. And up until he got stopped, it's what it looked like, now didn't it? But it also looked like Kovalev wasn't trying hard. But, he wasn't himself. He didn't have enough time to rest between fights, especially a hard fight. You knock somebody out in round one without, getting anything back. That's okay. But that wasn't the case. But Canelo Alvarez was hell-bent on not fighting Demetrius Andrade. That's what this is all about, guys. Right? That's what this is all about. So he didn't fight Demetrius Andrade, and the press helped him by not even mentioning it. You know what? Most of you probably didn't even know that Canelo could have fought Demetrius Andrade for undisputed in the middleweight division and get $40 million doing so. Most people don't even realize that, now do you? Okay, but that's what he did. So instead, Kovalev was like, no, I ain't fighting, man. I need real rest. And they gave him $12 million to fight Canelo. And for that, you're going to do it, even without rest. But that's what the lengths Canelo goes through to not fight Demetrius Andrade. And Dimitri Bivol is the same thing. That's why he fought Dimitri Bivol. That's why the press, all of a sudden, Russians are being, being sanctioned, not allowed to do this and not allowed to do that. The world over. At all sports, right? But when it came to Canelo fighting a Russian, only the Klitschko said something. They come from Ukraine. Of course, they said something. But everyone else kind of let it slide. which I was talking about earlier. Like, why are we letting that slide? Because the industry wants Canelo to be number one pound for pound, and whatever it takes to keep him there, they're going to do. Whatever Canelo requests, if it's a franchise title, if it's Cambuterol being raised, if it's my own weight at 155 pounds, if it's the WBC stripping Benavidez so Canelo can just be given the title, whatever it is, things that we all know, right? They're going to do. Not mentioning he should fight Dimitri Bivol for at 160 pounds for middleweight championship, right? Just not mention Dimitri Bivol ever. Those kind of things. That's the media. So they did the same thing with Dimitri Bivol, actually letting him, fight Canelo. So now, after he beats Canelo, give him his damn money. Don't be a hypocrite and try, oh, now all of a sudden he's rushing. He was rushing before the fight. Long before the fight. Everybody knew it. He's supposed to have got his money way long ago, right? Before the damn fight, right? But that's how the people are trying to roll. So yes, let's make sure we get on them. Dimitri Bivol, he's rushing, right? But give him his damn money and divide quickly. Give him his money because of the simple fact, if you was going to have any problems with him being Russian, his nationality, you should have had it before the fight. But it's typical that they didn't. So don't come up with it now. That's the bottom line, guys. Doma Sports Talk, worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.